Hey guys, I'm sitting here at the conclusion of going to Bud's Guns and putting 350 rounds through this new stock. And it was exceptional. No surprises there. The gun itself is great. What I was worried about was that my stock might cause feeding issues or be a problem because of how the magwell is integrated. But it worked great. I had zero issues with it. And I'll show you the shooting that I went through, show a couple slower and then speed it through. There was only one mishap, and that was, you'll see it when something flew into my eye. But that was the only mishap, and it was minor. So great, fun job. And on the backside after shooting, I'll show you some of the things that I learned by breaking down the stock and looking at it. All right, hey, we're gonna do the breakdown. I just went to Bud's Guns in Lexington, Kentucky, and I shot 350 rounds. Learned some things with it. This is the first time that I shot with this stock. The only thing I really didn't finish up was I left this how it was. This was a modified piece early on. So I just left that not black. But you can see that that has the stock button on it. And it worked exceptionally well. 350 rounds, no feed issues. Everything fired, everything loaded every time I did it. The only thing I didn't do was practice fast mag changes. I only had one mag with me, but this did get very hot. One thing I noticed was, and I don't know if it's because this isn't tight. It should be because of this. But I was seeing a lot of oil from when I cleaned it. I cleaned it before I took it. It seemed to be kind of out this way, and I may not have this tight enough. So anyway, let's crack it open. Maybe I'll draw some conclusions, but looks good. No issues there. Okay, let's take it apart after showing this area. Okay, one thing I was watching as I was shooting to see if any cracks occurred right here. They did not. Now, one thing I did find, I left a gap down here in the wood in the epoxy. I sanded after the fact and sanded through, and I just left it. Sorry, come on, focus, you sucker. So right here, and as you can see, gas came out right there and stained that up. So that'll have to be changed. And get the right one here. That is not it, and if you do it twice. I'll zoom in a little better on this when I pull this out and we can take a look at it. One nice thing is the way I did these is that these screws, these hex screws do stay in if you leave them. Should pop out. There we go. Okay. So standard, you know, nothing seems to have changed there, which you wouldn't expect. And then let's see, let's look, let's zoom in. Okay. All right, so you can see in here, I would have to compare this with a regular one, and maybe I'll ask Sterling what he sees in his. But you know, it's black, so it's hard to tell, but I can see that it is gunky in here. And that would be, I'd say, there shouldn't be an airflow. There shouldn't be, you shouldn't be flowing up here and then shooting out. I can see that, let's see. It just came all through here. So that I can seal after the fact, but that shouldn't be like that. And I think if that's sealed, it's not gonna create a draft where it comes back into this whole cavity and coats it. So that's something, but no stress here in this piece in the front, which is just wood. Not seeing any crack. When I remove the, oh, I forgot, I gotta take this out. Okay. And that's the stock part right there. Shouldn't be anything different. And then down inside here, let's see. I'm just gonna look. It's kind of dark in here and hard for you to see. I'll just tell you if I see anything. One thing I did notice is that when I was staining and sealing this, I should cover this up so that it doesn't end up in here. Not that it hurts it, but I just didn't think it looked good. You know, you just have carbon on here. And most of the carbon is right here. It doesn't extend down into this area, which makes sense. And here in the front, this looks all, this assembly, not seeing anywhere. Now, I don't know how many it would take. It was 350 rounds in a, not a long span. I mean, it was hot. Like I couldn't I couldn't hold it in this section. I kept having to move my hand further up just because the heat getting that. Didn't have a glove on. This is just a minor thing. Getting that sealed up would be fantastic. It shouldn't be shooting out like that. But having said that, the most important thing was for this not to be stressed. Now, I don't know if we'll go with this material, but at least as it stands right now, it's viable. Okay, so conclusions from this latest test, I would say that the stock itself felt great. I don't notice, like, it's not soft on here. You know, this is a hard epoxy, and didn't feel any worse for wear because of that. It's just the Ruger is not kicking out. I mean, I don't think the butt plate does much on the other one, honestly. I think it's probably a little different, but I didn't notice it. And this worked great. I learned. It wasn't perfect, but I learned some things going forward that want to change and modify. I love the look of it. This is probably, even though this doesn't match the color of the PPSH as well at all, it's not red like the other one, I still like it. I like that natural look, and I think it blends well with the black. I like both, but anyway, I'm a fan of how this finish turned out. The magazine, just the action of the Glock magazine in here, I was worried something might happen, like the first time when I went out shooting and the magazine dropped just after a little bit because I didn't have enough tension in there. It was all wrong. And the changes I made fixed that. So overall, very encouraged by it. It feels like the stock is not a hindrance to anything that the Ruger is doing. And I'm excited to take this another step and get it one step further to other people being able to enjoy it. It's a lot of fun to shoot, and it's kind of cool. It's unique. So, bye guys.